Greetings! This is Rich Giordano from Goofon wishing everyone who's a Goofonian a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Even you, Corbell Crazy Eyes. That's how you do it. Ziegfugel. Alright. Oh, welcome to Goofon, everybody, and Merry Christmas Eve to the Goofonians of the world. How the heck are you? It's Christmas Eve 2022. Let's get the show on the road. Tonight, Elizondo fired from Space Force? Shh. From what I heard, he doesn't want anybody to know. And I found this out from a verifiable source. But I don't know yet. But the rumor is, and I tried finding out for myself, but I just found out a few hours ago. If this is true, I'll tell you why. What is that rumor going around Space Force? Elizondo fired? You know, good. I mean, really. Also, whistleblowers get a bad rap, especially for me, and there's good reason for it. They never have any evidence. They never reveal their sources. And they don't sound like they're telling the truth a lot of the times. Sometimes the stories are so grandiose, you say to yourself, yeah, right. And you don't believe it. I do it all the time. Because, you could be right 98% of the time. And I used Robert O. Dean the last time as an example of a whistleblower who thought we'd have disclosure. We're on the border of getting disclosure. Robert O'Dean, you say, the door's about to open. The tilt is happening. The change is en route any day now. 30 years later. Come on, Santa. Can't you give us a sighting with those freaking reindeer? Anyway, that's where we're at. And let's do a little Christmas coal roll. I know what I said. Samo Goofonian Rockstar. Welcome to the show. Yeah, for sure. How I adore Diane Boss of Cos. Conundrum! Tim Freestone, not Flint Stone. In the Hellfire Studio, dun, 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 we have the Spirit Castle. Dun, 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 dun. If you want to know, David Wilcox will take you there. Rob Wood said he's got an idea. Brett S. said, I've got a better one. And then Rob Wood said again, I've got a better idea. And Ben said, I'm the Yorkshire Goofonian. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm glad you could make it here. Summer Mills. Summer Mills. You know what I thought? I thought you had a mustache. I looked at that real... What the... I had to look at your picture twice. It's a dog nose, I think, right? Let's put it up here. Yeah, that's why I remember that. Hey, wasn't your name different, though? Scott Brown, what's up, man? Merry Christmas to you and yours. Nice, thanks, man. I know there's not a lot of activity tonight. Probably on the YouTube. Let's see who's on tonight. Freaking Goof on. That's what I'm going to get tonight. I'm going to get Goof ons on. All right, I'll see what the... Nothing else is on. Hey! Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon. No, I can't do it. Smoke and Mirrors is here. Welcome to the show. What's up, third phase of moon? How you guys doing today, huh? Been a long time. Irish Jedi. What do you say? How do you be? All right. I'm going to wet your palate. All right. Get back to basics. A lot of things are happening. You know, a lot of people looking for me, and I'm a little scared.
Hey, Richie! Fuck you. Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?
Don't tell him a word.
I don't know who guys.
I can't believe this, Mama Luke. He's still, look, he's got his back towards me. I could get away. And Mama Luke's always looking for me. Freaking bastard. It's a bastard. He's a bastard. All right, let me wet your palate with some UFO video here, all right? So, you know, my trip isn't cut short, by the way. Just so you know. I was coming home for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day anyway. A lot of people are like, why'd you cut your trip short? I've got a few messages. I didn't cut it short at all. I came home for the holidays, and when Third Phase of Moon gets to the new location, they're going to check it out, you know, a day or two. I think Brent's son is going down there, and we're going to Jacksonville. So they're going to be out till the 7th. So I'll still have 10 days. It's going to be a good year. The rest of this year, oh, I got the fan on by accident. Turn that thing. Freezing. So it's 30 degrees out right now. And for Florida, that's cold. But I don't have heat. Well, I do. But I don't turn it on because there's that. In Florida, they have the mold that attaches itself to the fan blades and all that shit. And when I moved here, it was beginning of summer. And when winter came, the first cold night was in mid-November. So I was already here 6 months. And the heat probably wasn't used since March. So I came out in May. And I turned on the heat, and it smelled like dirt. Wet dog dirt. It was mold. I don't know if you guys remember, but I let it run, and I let it run. In 20 minutes, I let it run. The smell never went away. It kept coming through, because what they say is, yeah, that happens. But once you turn the heat on, it'll burn it off, and no more smell. Wrongo. So I'm not using the heat. My mother, who used the heat last year, turned her heat on last night for the first time. And she goes, it was so bad, the smell. But it went away after like 10 minutes. I'm like, so I've got 2 years of buildup on mine. I got to have somebody come out. I called the air conditioning heating company. They said there's no reason for us to come out. That's a common problem. Let it run for a few minutes. It'll burn itself off. It did not. I think I've got the mold going through the whole place. Anyway, let me get this video up for you. Me and my mold issues. That could be a problem. Maybe why I have health issues. I didn't even think of that. I didn't start having this nausea thing until I moved here. Huh. I wonder if that's what it is. All right. Well, here's a little fun. just to get you started tonight. We'll kick it off with one of these. So Jaime is always, he's an icon. Maybe some people love him, some people don't. And there's valid reasons for both.
This is the most important sighting in the history of UFOs.
Of course.
And considering this is a hologram, would you do a hologram above the Pentagon? What could happen to you? Could they accuse you of terrorism? Could they put you in jail for years just because you did a hologram? And again, the holograms don't reflect the lights from the city. A hologram, you can see through them. Even though they are good, the holograms, you see through them. This is the most important
Isn't he great? Nobody gonna use a hologram and don't reflect light. See? Oh yeah, I forgot I'm not wearing a hat. I cut my own hair today. Yeah, I cut it all and groomed up. I forgot. I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, my forehead. Yeah. I can't believe I did that. That's right. I had to. I looked like the werewolf. I was so embarrassed to be out in public yesterday. I felt so bad for the cousins brothers. I felt so bad. I'm thinking maybe I'll just walk behind them like I'm filming them all day. So they don't. Yeah, I looked like the werewolf. You'll see. I'll play a little video here. I put a short up too today. You want to see? I'll play the short real quick, so you guys don't have to go look at it. I'll play it. Relax. Huh? It's called Let's GTFO. It's silly. We went to Ripley's, believe it or not, and I don't know if anybody's been there. Apparently, there's a dozen of these all across the country. And my cousin's been to them. Yeah, when I was talking about it tonight. Oh, yeah, I've been there. And I'm like, the one in St. Augustine? No, it was another one. They're all over. I'm like, oh. Please, believe it or not, upstairs portion, they have some Star Wars stuff awful. Here. You can see how big you are next to Chewbacca. Here's a C-3PO, and then you have one of the land walkers there. Now, we're going into a place that is very interesting. Over to my right is the human candlestick, but we're not interested in him too much because he's been around 300 years. Everybody knows who that is. But I want to come over here and show you something real interesting. We walked by this and it says, open if you dare. And I'm going to give it a little bit of an open. I have no idea what's in here. That thing. Oh. Let's get the... Even though I knew what it was, because Blake did it before me, I still went, you could see, it was a little blurry, but I still jolted. It's so loud. They had this one cool effect. Apparently there was, I don't know. You see a woman looking out a window and you're over to the right. And apparently this was a murder scene. And apparently this woman or women still haunt the area. And you're here, but you just go over a foot and a half and she's gone. Now, I know it's probably done with mirrors or anything, but I got that video too. It was really cool. I got a lot of stuff. I'm going to post in the members tonight and tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. But I'll do a little one tonight. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff to show you. It was pretty fun. We went to the lighthouse, and there's something I have to talk to some people about because there was a 5-hour wait to get into this lighthouse. And because it's the holiday season, it was crowded every day, probably. I mean, Blake and Brent walked around the day before, and they said it was crowded, and it was. Even though it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the Christmas and people off work and everything. It was kind of fun. We went to a fort, the St. Augustine Fort. I don't know the name of it, but it was our last defense or first defense of the United States a couple hundred years ago. It was pretty cool. It was like a castle with a moat, a drawbridge, and all the cannons and stuff. So it was a nice history lesson we got which was also kind of cool. St. Augustine was really impressive, I have to admit, for out of the way town that's been here forever. I recommend, maybe taking a few days to go there if you're in Florida. Seriously, it's I want my parents to move there. I don't know. That just seems like my parents would love that kind of shit. So, anyway. So, Christopher Mellon wrote a article, and he titled it Unprecedented UAP Legislature, which has to do with the whistleblower thing. And apparently it went through. And he says, unbeknownst to Americans, President Biden just signed into law far-reaching legislation that could soon confirm the existence of an alien presence on Earth. The relevant provisions incorporated into legislation needed to provide funding for the DoD and the intelligence community enjoys strong bipartisan support in both the House and the Senate. This is arguably the biggest story mainstream news organizations have ever failed to cover. Among other things, this new legislation, number one, provides greatly enhanced authorities and resources for the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, which now reports directly to the leaders of the DoD and the intelligence community. Don't worry about your stuff, guys, because they don't care about the public. This is strictly government employees. I was going to say officials, pilots, it was all coming out of my mouth at the same time. Anybody who's seen a UFO that is in the government, paid by the government, goes through that process. They won't come to you or me. They could. But if they want it officially documented, researched, and everything else, they go to AARO, which then brings it to the Department of Defense and the IC, and they say, whoa, we can't tell the public about this. Put that one in the vault, and we don't get to see sheet. So this is the problem we're having in ufology, is that anything that's worthy of, something with data, because you can say right now the public does a real poor job of getting the information out the way it should be. I could even include myself in that back in the day, because now it's a little different. There's more stuff, more tools you could use today than you could when I started 15 years ago. Better cameras, better stabilization, but everything's a little better. Obviously, it comes with the technology improvements. But the problem is I'm not saying me, but people capture this stuff just by accident 99% of the time. Nobody, is going to be out there like me 14 hours a day with every, monitor and everything looking up at the sky, trying to catch it in different wavelengths, infrared, night vision, all that stuff. We're just doing the oh my God, and that's it. But when it comes to people having abductions or interactions with aliens or spacecraft or anything of the sort, the government will not talk to you unless you're in the government, unless you're an employee. So where do you and I go to be taken seriously? Don't you kind of feel like that's a kick in the face to the actual people who care the most? Because I know one thing, Elizondo could give a shit, and the government doesn't care about us and UFOs. So we're stuck in limbo. We have nowhere to go. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. We'll come to you. But I'm not mainstream. I'm not going to get the message out to 1 million people in a minute. Third Phase of Moon is the next, that's where you might want to bring your stuff, which is what they do. And they post it as soon as they can. And people don't like it. I used to hate it. I get it now. But, we're trying to improve everything. Third Phase of Moon is trying to improve by having the panel members come on more than ever. And I think that's pretty much going to be the routine now. And unless it's an exclusive thing that they got and they wanted to get it out super quick and couldn't get our responses yet, we're trying. It's not easy. And everything we get, not everything, but a lot of the stuff we get, you can imagine. Dots, blurry this, can't see that. It's a shadow, it's pareidolia. And also, there's very little information. I have to really pull teeth to have people send me a UFO report. I'm like, where were you? How many were with you? Did you feel anything? Did you dream anything? What was the weather like? I maybe I should get some sort of form or something for the channel, or maybe come up with a website for people to report and get responses and get people looking at it. And I'm not saying 2023, but my goal is by 2024 to have the ability to go around the country freely and meet you people. And that would be the only next thing, right? To hang out with you for a 5-day period, 6 days, a week, whatever you can, whatever we can afford at the time, whatever it is. That's what we need to do. And that was my goal from the beginning. And, because the government isn't doing anything. Yay, the whistleblowers, they know, hey, great. That's good. But it doesn't help. And Christopher Mellon is acting like this is going to get us closer to disclosure because they're going to start telling us things we never heard before. Yeah, we'll never hear it anyway. You're not going to give it to us. They're not going to tell us anything. I hate the way Mellon gets excited. I hate it. Because it's fake. There's nothing to be excited about. Is that good that they got that passed? Yeah. Yeah. But then they told us they're not going to tell us anything anyway. So who gives a shit? I don't care. I care about what the public is capturing more than what the government is hiding. We already know. Number 2 of this legislation thing, it mandates a review of all intelligence documents involving UAP from 1945 to the present. Number 3, requires DOD, DHS, and the IC to identify any non-disclosure agreements related to UAP and provide those to the new Aero office. Any non-disclosure agreements related to UAP and provide those to the new Aero. Wait. This new legislation requires DOD, DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and the IC to identify any non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, related to UFOs. I'm sorry. I don't understand that. So, among other things, this new legislation is going to give the DOD, DHS, and IC, they'll get the ability to identify any non-disclosure agreements that the whistleblowers had. Yeah, I get that. But it's requiring it? I mean, that's interesting. So if that whistleblower came forward and says, I have an NDA, but I understand I can whistleblow today. If I blow, will I get sucked, into jail, into prison? You know what I mean? They're thinking it. Am I going to lose my pension? Am I going to have my family murdered? Hey, I know it's going to require them to identify any non-disclosure agreements, but yeah, that's obvious though. That's so obvious. They don't even need to put that. This is like the 10 Commandments, like George Carlin did. You only need 4. You don't need 10. All right. Well, number 4, the new legislature directs the new Aero office to develop a UAP science plan to assess the sometimes mysterious and mind-bending capabilities being reported, as well as a collection plan to leverage America's vast technical intelligence apparatus to determine where these objects are coming from and their capabilities and intent. First of all, unless you're talking to the aliens, you don't know their intent. Well, they flew in our airspace. That's intent. Well, maybe flying into the airspace is just flying to to the aliens. The aliens don't know you can't go over the ocean into that land region. That's the United States. Don't go there. They don't know that. Yeah, I know. Hold on. By the way, it's late, so I didn't expect Coral to be here. But if you guys do support the show with any super chat, super sticker, PayPal, or Cash App, I will double check before the night's over in case I'm missing anything, because I am reading this article and I'm not able to focus on the chat room. So my apologies if I don't see any of that tonight. All right. But I will, before we go home, double check everything. Okay. All right. I just want to let you guys know. In the chat room, I saw William Bridges is a member for 8 months. Wow, he's been here since the day one. Thank you, William Bridges. Speak the truth, bro, he says, with his one free message. Because I think everybody gets a free message a month that you guys could use. Did you know that? Yeah, as a member, you get a free message every month. Yay. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Mr. Bridges. I have a poll. Stop it. In the chat room. I'm going to remove this attention. Also, Jeff Garvey is a member for 8 months. He said, English. That's the best. Perfect. Thanks, Jeff Garvey, Mr. Garvey. Mucho gusto, generoso. I think I saw you at Third Phase's chat room yesterday or this morning or wherever. All right. I did see you somewhere. Was it my show? All right. When did you stop believing in Santa Claus is today's poll. I'm going to leave it up for another hour. But I never stopped believing is leading the race at 34%. I thought those ages were good. Did you stop believing between 4 to 6, 6 to 8, or 8 to 10? I was 4 to 6. I stopped believing at 6 because my sister and brother told me there was no Santa Claus. So that goes all over me on Christmas, right? Yeah, that wasn't the year they gave me coal, though. Yeah, nice family, right? All right, now you know why I got all these scars. What was I talking about? Whistleblowing. Yeah. All right, let's get back to that real quick and finish this up. I know, I went off the map a little. This aggressive UAP investigation using America's unparalleled intelligence capabilities is what I hope to accomplish when I brought the famous DoD UAP videos, Gimbal and FLIR, and Lou Elizondo to the New York Times and the oversight committees on Capitol Hill in December of 2017. Recall that Mr. Elizondo had just resigned his position on the staff of the Secretary of Defense in protest over DoD inaction in the face of innumerable violations of restricted DoD airspace by UAP. Number 5, the new legislation provides a secure process for anyone who has signed an official U.S. government secrecy agent agreement related to UAP and NDA. That information to Aero and Congress regardless of the level of classification without fear of retribution or prosecution. Right, they can report anything without being reprimanded. Got it? This provision is intended to determine the veracity of long-standing allegations indicating that the U.S. government has recovered extraterrestrial technology and perhaps even extraterrestrial beings. The alleged UAP crash in 1947 near Roswell, New Mexico, offers the most famous example, but there are many others. There's, for example, in the new book, Trinity, the Best Kept Secret, the renowned writer, scientist, and venture capitalist, Dr. Jacques Vallee, surfaces a new case of alleged ET spacecraft recovery operations. I'm going to tell you again, and I said this about 10 days ago, Jacques Vallee is full of shit. He is. He's Avi Loeb on steroids. He is. Now look, I know what I just said is going to offend everybody except for 2 or 3 of you. Good. You got to wake up. Jacques Vallee is not credible anymore. That guy has jumped the shark, left the wagon, the stable, everything. He is gone bonkos. I don't know what happened. I guess what happened is it's getting easy to see the fakes, and people are more intelligent than they used to be when it comes to bullshittery. And not everybody's going to believe you anymore, Jacques Vallee. That guy promotes the biggest amount of bullshit on the planet. I didn't realize it till recently. Yeah, I'm going to do a show on it next year. Yeah, just doing some research. I don't want to do a little half-ass on Jacques Vallee. I want to go in hook, line, and stinker. Anyway, even before this whistleblower legislation was signed into law, credible individuals were providing Congress information alleging that the U.S. government has recovered ET technology. This process began in 2019 when I brought astrophysicist Dr. Eric Davis to Capitol Hill to meet with staff from the Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. Dr. Davis, author of the famous Wilson Davis memo, bullshit. No, it's actually pretty cool, actually, now that I know more about it. It's really an amazing thing, that Wilson Davis. It provided specific information lending credence to sensational reports that an official U.S. government program is actively seeking to exploit recovered technology that was fashioned by some other species or perhaps advanced AI machines. Much of the information Dr. Davis provided remains highly classified, but the good news is that these sensational claims, which have the potential to transform our understanding of the universe and man's place within it, are now being taken seriously and properly investigated. Yay! All right, there's so much he wrote. I don't really need to go into it more. It's, everything else that's in here, including what I read, but I just wanted to give you a quick look at, when it comes to Christopher Mellon pumping up his friends for doing such a great job bringing those fake videos to us. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. He's bragging about bringing the gimbal, the FLIR, and the other Go Fast one to the public. They're proud of that. After it was just deemed trash bags and drones. Hey, remember how he was trying to say, we might have done something illegal. It wasn't illegal because it wasn't top secret bullshit. You lying sack of shite. All right. That's the Mellon report. Let's get to it. The whistleblower. We're going to have fun right now. The rest of the show, we're going to go over this and some other things. Hey, thanks, Jeff. Mr. Garvey with the $5 super chat. Keep up the good work, Rich. You the best. I am the best. I don't know about that, but I don't care about being the best. I really don't. I never was that guy. The best. I just think we do the right thing for the most part. I don't feel that we're the best when it comes to that's just not GoofOn's thing. What is GoofOn? GoofOn tells the news of the day, the stories that are interesting, and the personalities in the field. Pretty much that's it. Every day, right? As if I can. But we are the freaking best, aren't we? All right. Thanks, Jeff. That's a big mucho gusto generoso. It's the first one of the night. My God. What did we do for that? I should have made a Christmas one, and I didn't. All right. Thank you, Jeff Garvey, for the $5 super chat. Keep up the good work, Rich. You the best at good. All over myself. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean that. Dirty minds. Thanks, Jeff. Big mucho gusto generoso, a continuing supporter of Goof on. This whistleblower story is great. And it was on Third Phase of Moon 4 or 5 days ago. And it should have 100 million views on it. It's a really good story. Why? I'll let you watch it. All right, here we go. 7. I don't know why that happened. Let's start again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's not every day an insider comes in from the Navy and tells Third Phase of Moon something extraordinary. In tonight's episode, we're going to have exclusive access above the Hollywood sign and an incredible story in regards to some kind of collision with a naval vessel named the Coronado in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, including a report from Tom himself where eyewitnesses are hazed aboard the Navy vessel if they come forward and speak about the UFO phenomenon. So buckle up as we go on an adventure and discover something that has never been heard before by the public. Let's get to it.
I work for the City of Los Angeles Communications or Base Maintenance. And then we have the technicians who take care of the site up here. The site was owned by Fox, LAPD, Fire, DOT, Sanitation. Everything is linked through this tower up here. So I monitor all the sites throughout the city of LA.
You actually work below the Hollywood sign itself, right?
That's correct, about 2 floors underground.
See, I don't think many people are aware that there's actually sub levels underneath the sign.
There's actually a sub level. We're in the fishbowl, as they call it, and it's basically a giant fishbowl with windows all around. And then we actually have an emergency escape if the tower was to collapse on the main door. We have an emergency escape hatch out the back.
Tell me about some of the sightings. You said that there was something that was
I saw something green behind. So my job was ICM in interior communications. So everything that had to go from one space to another was my job, including when they talk on the PA, captain's things, protocol, all that stuff was my equipment. But there's also shadows underneath, but you never were able to identify it.
Some unknown creature or a craft below the surface?
We don't know. I do remember seeing shadows and stuff, and everybody goes and runs and starts talking about it, but again, what it was. But there were shadows underneath. If there is no ambient light anywhere, because we're in blackout conditions, it could be your eyes. We don't know. And our ship didn't have sonar. I know something broke off and it was called the pit sword. And we hit something going to Hawaii where it broke it off.
So you had a collision with the USO underwater submerged object?
In the middle of the freaking ocean, and something sheared off. But I was sent down there to replace the pit sword because we hit something in the middle of the ocean. And no one knows anything about it.
Now.
Wow. I have to stop it there because doesn't he sound like, what am I trying to say? I was going to say generous. He sounds sincere. It's an interesting story, and I don't know if I can tell how they met this guy or whatever, if they say it in here. I don't remember. I watched this when I was driving down to St. Augustine, and I was like, wow, this is really good. Because they were like, you haven't watched it yet? And it was like 2.5, 3 days. I'm like, no, I keep forgetting. And I couldn't wait to talk about it because he just seems really sincere. And it wasn't planned, this whole conversation. This was just something that happened. And they just started talking and where they met this guy and all that stuff. It just turned out the history of this guy and where he works, you know, it all makes sense. It's there's going to be an update, I'm sure. This guy might even come on this show. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm enjoying him. When when Blake and Brent told me, no, this guy's real, Rich. I'm like, yeah. And you know, they're like, you gotta watch it. Just watch it. You'll see. And I was like, yeah, we'll see. And I was like, wow. I don't even remember the last 45 minutes of my drive because I was so into this, but I'll continue. It's really good.
Later on in the evening,
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, they hit something in the ocean which caused damage to their vessel. And I'm going to play more. Freaking unbelievable, right? I mean, they don't have proof that it was a UFO, but you'll see. Listen.
we wanted to ask Tom more questions in regards to the encounter in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. He joined us later. Listen up.
I work for the City of Los Angeles in communications, which I got my training when I was in the Navy. And it actually certified and got my job here. I worked for AirTouch, I worked for Verizon and telecommunications since I got out of
Yes, that's what I was trying to
basically
say.
high school. I joined the military 2 weeks after I graduated from high school. Went to boot camp, graduated in that, graduated almost the top of my class, and I got orders to go to, at the time, San Diego, and I had orders to go on the USS Coronado, AGF-11, which was a 581-foot experimental vessel. That and the LaSalle was the sister ship, so there were two of them designed to be experiments. One of them, they floated a barge in it for all the high-ups, like the president, secretary of defense, and things like that. Ours, they welded up the bow, and they made, residential suites in the back for the higher-ups. So technically, I knew about the first missile launch 2 weeks before because they were discussing it. We had
launch of what?
that I can't tell you that. Let's just put it this way: we knew where the fleet was because we were Third Fleet.
All right, so let's talk about this encounter. There's, obviously, let's get into the history of these weird experiences with unidentified flying objects, UFOs, as the military calls UAPs now, over the Pacific Ocean. Let's get to some of the encounters you guys had out there.
Okay, so my job was communications, so I did like the windbirds, which would be about 40 feet off the deck. And, you go up there and that basically told you the direction of the wind and all the other good stuff, how many nautical miles was coming towards us, which then affects the waves and everything else. All the communications from the bridge going down to the screws, which we had two of them. And then we also had the rudders. Everything goes through communications equipment and lines down both sides of the ship. All that was mine. Well, usually on our bridge, we have the battle bridge and then we had the main bridge. The battle bridge was to take over if the main bridge was at war. One of our instances is we actually blew up the deck of another ship during a Westpac. Basically, the commander said, fire the missiles, and he said, was it a scenario? And he said, I told you to fire, and we actually launched live missiles at another ship. That's just some inside stuff that happened. But no,
Unidentified.
that was another thing we had. So you can be out there, so when you go over the ocean, different oceans have different colors. When you head towards Hawaii, it's this weird bluish sheen, but as we make waves and go through it, it would glow green because we'd aggravate the plankton and they'd light off. But we used to see shadows underneath the water we couldn't identify. They'd be large, but they wouldn't be biological. So that was always, is it a biological? Is it not a biological? And usually we weren't able to identify it. Sometimes we'd see things and they'd see lights, they'd report it. They'd see if they saw it on radar. We didn't really have sonar, but we had some. But how we
report this to the top people?
So basically you have a lookout on the starboard and the south side. Anytime we made a contact, which is we saw something, we'd then report it.
What happened next?
Usually they go back to I think they're called EWs, and they're the ones who have the radar in the back and see if they got any contacts. But after that, we don't really know.
We're halfway through, and for some reason I thought it was longer. But wow, I thought it was longer. It's only 15 minutes. That's why was just going along. So they saw different shapes of things, and pretty cool. The sonar was picking up stuff, I think, didn't he say? And they were seeing shadows in the water, all different shapes and sizes. Yeah, I know it could be sharks, it could be whales, it could be a number of things. But I don't think a vessel like that would be able to run into a whale and get the damage that he said occurred. So unless they bottomed out, hit, maybe it was coral, maybe it was a school of fish. You know what I mean? It could be a million things. But I guess the way they were moving made it very unique and unnatural. So there's that. Here we go.
Were there reports of like hazing towards some of the people?
Hi, Lunar
wanting to
Sparkles.
Report the phenomenon.
We'd report it, and then there was the hazing where it's like, oh, what'd you have in your coffee last night? Did someone spike it? You know, you had a little too much bug juice. That's what we used to call the sugar water they used to give us, the Kool-Aid that we used to clean metal with. That's how high it was in sugar content. And yeah, that would be a constant thing. Hey, did you see the blue lights last night? Did you see the green lights? Hey, did you see that triangle? And, you know, they just made fun of it. And no one knew anything, but we were recorded to log everything.
You know, these shadows is quite curious because I want to know, how fast were they moving? Was there a geometric shape to them? And wasn't there a collision, as a matter of fact, with your vessel?
I was on call. I got woken up around 3 o'clock in the morning saying that we lost how fast we were going in the water. So basically, I was sent down to the bows of the ship to lift up the pit sword. Maybe we picked up something, maybe we didn't. So basically, it's a little hole. You have to weasel in. We have the lights mounted on the side of the wall because there's no way to put a lamp in there. And it's 270 screws that go to 2 individual screws that lower this 6-foot tall metal sword with 2 eyelets on it that sends electricity through it. So as you pass through the water, it tells us how many knots we're traveling through the water. I got down there and it's gone. About 3 feet of it got sheared off. We collided with something. No one tell me what it was, but I went up, started releasing the packet, and the ocean started to fill in. So I immediately went back down, screwed it down, tightened it back down, and then we had to go in for repairs.
What was the depth at that point? You didn't collect.
We're in the middle of the ocean.
Oh.
We don't know, over 5,000 feet.
Wow.
I don't know. There's nothing out there. But a biological, I couldn't see snapping a 3-foot or a 6-foot tall sword. I went down to the packing and I'm about this high on top. And then we have about this much packing. And the packing is basically metal, a whole bunch of rubber, and then screws on top so you can tighten it onto the sword. You released it and then you screwed it up. When we go out, after we leave the port, the sword goes down and it reads nautical miles on how fast we're traveling through the water.
Right.
And it's at the very bow and the bottom of the ship. Now our ship is a 581-foot experimental vessel, and they used to call it a gator freighter, but me and the sister ship, so I was a USS Coronado AGF-11, our sister ship was called the LaSalle. So that one it's a flat bottom boat and it's designed to sink on the bottom. So in the old days, they would basically unload an entire platoon out of the back of it.
There's no way they could have bottomed out, hit coral. Not Coraline! They didn't hit coral, right? 5,000 feet, they're in the middle of nowhere. A biological thing, which he means, something living, would not be able to break that thing off. And if anybody knows what those things are, they're really in there. You can't take that thing off. I don't know how it works exactly. I know the water goes past, it tells you how fast it's going, but does it spin around? I can't remember. We'll have to look that up, but I want to see what that is. What did he call it? A spear? I'll look that up. Watch.
They welded it up. We still had Marines on board, but that was 3rd Fleet for everything that was going on, because we have 3rd Fleet, 7th Fleet, different fleets control different fleets throughout the Navy.
And what about the pilots talking about what they saw? And some of those encounters where they're being scrubbed, right? From
Yeah, they immediately scrub it. It's like it doesn't exist.
So what you're saying is that when somebody wants to report some kind of phenomenon, either it's like what you are stating, that there's a collision with the craft, or there's visual contact, something within the skies in close proximity, they just want to deny and cover it.
No, we're forced. We can go to captain's mess and be punished if we don't report it. What happens after it reports is a whole different subject. But we have logbooks, we have the sound power phone systems. That's not being recorded, but everybody's talking on the ship. Everybody on that circuit. I can have 500 people on the same sound powered circuit. Everybody hears it goes on. Every time we have a fire, everybody reports that. We have, specialized things, triangle, top of the triangle. So they taught us all these different things.
Where is the communication breakdown from the crew to the higher ups to try to solve the mystery?
That's it. There is no communication. The higher ups are notified, and then they go down to the executive officer, and then they go to whoever's in charge. But us, we're not privy to any of that information. We just report. Kind of like a mall cop. What is it? Observe and report.
Wow. It's pretty amazing. It's an interesting story. There's more to come from that guy, but thanks to Third Phase of Moon, we now have that guy's story, which has never been told before. And if I remember correctly, there's more people that may want to talk. I don't know if they're going to confirm what that guy said, but there's research going on about that. This is just the beginning. So it's an interesting story. I did pull up what instruments would be used to measure speed in water, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. Yeah. This thing here, kind of figured it's kind of like a wind thing. What do they call those? But I was trying to look for the thing that's on a boat, like a vessel that he was talking about. I don't know. I tried looking it up, but I couldn't get it. I guess it would be something like, oh, here we go. Something like this, maybe? Yeah, it comes out of there. Here we go. Spear. Yeah, it's sonar and stuff. Ship speed log sensor. Yeah, I'm sure I could find it on a vessel somewhere. I just wanted to see if I could find it real quick. But yeah, all right. Well, what is this? It's a service limit. Yeah, this is maybe part of what it looks like. I don't know. Speed logs and echo stuff. I don't know. Transducer. I don't know. I know one of you will watch this show and know what I'm talking about, and you will send it to me. That's how I feel. Well, there's a story of a man in the Navy. He was busy in his little submarine. Not really. It was a vessel that was above the water. He wasn't alone. But we'll see. I think that guy sounds legit. There wasn't any hemming and hawing. He didn't have to think. You can see the confidence when he told the story, when he was telling you. You knew you weren't being bullshitted. No, he does. He even said, we don't know what it was, but something hit our boat and we're in 5,000 feet of water. There's nothing around us. And no biological entity or anything living could take that spear off. And it did, whatever it was that hit it. And maybe it was a spy. Could have been a spy sub, but don't you think they would have seen that? They would have detected that. Very cool stuff, man. Very cool. And these people are everywhere. See? And that's what Third Phase of Moon is doing. That's what I want to do. They're just going out talking to people. And this guy just brings it up. You never know. You never know what they're going to say. I love it. Love it. Anyway, you could check it out at Third Phase of Moon. Could have swore that was much longer than that. Oh, I got some messages that were coming in. Let me see something here. So I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, because in an hour it's going to be Christmas. And I have... Whoa! Who's this guy? David Wilcox? Oh, it was 20 minutes ago, man. Sorry. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. $50 on PayPal. Man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I mean, that is just very generous of you. And Merry Christmas to you, your family, and anybody else you love and care about. That is just really nice. That's really, really nice. Thank you, Mr. Wilcox. Wow. Well, thank you, David Wilcox, for the $50 on PayPal. It's Christmas and good. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All over 2022. Yeah. Thanks. That worked out just well. Just well. Just fine. Yeah, I got my message today for dementia warnings. I was watching a behind the scenes special on Back to the Future, and Michael J. Fox, when they were filming part 3, he was talking how he had recognized something was wrong with him because, he has Parkinson's. And he said, I don't know if you remember part 3, but he ran out of the saloon and stepped in poop, the cow shit or horse shit, whatever it was, cow shit. And in that scene, they did it a few times. And one of the times he was running out, and he found himself on the ground. And everybody, the film crew was like, "Oh shit, what the hell? He just face planted." And they go, "What? Did you trip? What happened?" He goes, "I don't know. My leg stopped working." Your leg stopped working? He goes, "Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, let's do it again." And then they were fine. And then maybe a couple days later, they were doing something else, and his legs just stopped working. That's what happened to my father. It's what's happened to my father. So Michael J. Fox started having, little things happen. Like he couldn't move. Like he'd be doing something and then he can't. He'd drop whatever was in his hand. But walking is how it started for him. Running. He was running and then he couldn't move his legs. That's got to be scary. Anyway, I just saw Michael J. Fox and thought of Back to the Future, and there we are. Hence the message. All right, let me see what else we got here. All right, there may be some footage coming in from somebody soon. Let me see what this is. Pedometer. This came in from Hellfire Studios. Pedometer. Also known as pit logs, are devices used to measure a ship's speed relative to water. See, he didn't call it that, though. He called it a spear. Here's what yeah, okay, wow. Now this is cool. Oh yeah, they are used on both surface ships and submarines. Right on. So this is it. Cool. Thank you, bro. That's awesome. Whoa. It's similar to that of a pitot tube on an aircraft. Got it. Oh yeah, the equations. I got it. Yeah, I know all this. I remember. Pretty cool. This is one of them too. Yeah, we saw that one earlier. Thanks, man. Good stuff. I knew you guys would have one for me. Ha! Cool. That's what I'm talking about. There's 3 ways. Knots, miles per hour, and fathoms? No. Fathoms. Hey, who's this person? Samantha Morris, the kitty cat. I found this underneath the Christmas tree. That is the best gift ever. Thank you, Samantha Morris, the cat, with the favorite hat. Aw, you're very sweet, too. Thank you very much. That is, really nice. You didn't have to do that. Christmas is, it's for the kids. For the kids. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support always. And you are a continuing supporter of Goofa. It's a beautiful thing. Where is it? I'm just kidding. I know. I saw it. Grazie. Ben Franklin, everybody, not George Washington. Finally, somebody caught me that day. Thank you, Samantha Morris, the cat. And a Merry Christmas to you and yours. Mucho gusto, generoso. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's what it sounded like I was. Yeah, see? All right. UFO truth digger Anthony G posted, anyone have any others the same shape? All right, I'm not doing that. I'm not. Jurassic Erase. All right, I have another video to show you. It's from Bangkok. Yeah. And this one comes from Love Starseed. It says March 11th, 2017. And she says, looks similar? Let's see what this is. I don't know if I've seen this. It looks familiar already. That's an airplane. You hear it? You can hear it. I remember this. You could hear the airplane. That's an airplane. It is. You could see. I know you're going to say, but I don't see this and I don't see that. Yeah, it's out of focus. It's the oldest trick in the book. Actually, you can see the wing. When there's a lot of shaking, the camera accidentally goes into focus. Have you ever noticed that? And sometimes you can just catch the shape of it. It's weird how that happens. That's why I know some things. When people are like, how do you know? You can't tell. I'm like, well, when it shakes like this, I see some things maybe you didn't see. And that's how you do it. I can see it happening. Yeah, that's an airplane. 100. You know what? I'd bet my life on that. I'd bet my life on that. That's a life better. Yeah, that's a life betting one. Because it looks like a plane even though it's blurry, you know? It's not smooth. We've seen some of these types of videos, and I'm telling you, it didn't look like it was out of focus. You can't see the tail. The tail's the big one. The wings, I understand not being able to see. It's the tail. How does the tail disappear? Even though it's a little blurry, it removes that, you know? Anyway, that's that. I got some goods to show and talk. All right. Well, I was talking how Lou, the rumor is now that he was fired from Space Force. I tweeted it. I posted it in a few places asking people if they know if these rumors are true. I want to know if Lou was fired from Space Force because Sheehan supposedly said something that violated Lou's NDAs. Don't know what it is. And I can't tell you who told me. But I believe the source. And I don't normally just believe, but I believe the story that was told to me. It sounded like it was all true. And I I trust that it is. And I think Lou may have been fired from Space Force. Allegedly, but I don't know yet. But I wanted to be the first person on the internet and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook to say it because it means more to Lou coming from me. That's all. Because I know how much he loves me. He does. Yeah, he does. I know he does. He's going to say he doesn't, but I know he does. So, with that being said, post-disclosure world, Ryan, UFO Jesus, has some things to say. With people, here's what Lou said. All right. Lou's thanking the world right now. Lou said, special thanks to Christopher Mellon, our friends on the Hill, and the journalists who have picked up the torch, and big thanks to those who keep the faith. Know that we are working harder than ever on your behalf and for real results. And to our supporters, God bless and thank you. So down here, Stephen Greenstreet said, can you clarify which journalists you're thanking for helping with this? Did I say anything? I don't think I said anything yet. I think I said something over here. So, UFO Jesus, who used to lick the boots of Elizondo, not so sure anymore where he stands, he says, with people like Lou Elizondo, Christopher Mellon, and Kirsten Gillibrand working on pushing for UFO transparency, there is reason to be optimistic, in my opinion. Thank God it's just your opinion. So I said, down here, Lou Elizondo got fired from Space Force because of something Sheehan said. So that's where I posted it. So Brandon said, you notice that all of these people on UFO Twitter, you know, the other side of ufology, the gullibles, the non-believers, the liars, they all got check marks. I think that's hilarious. That's their egos. They gotta have it. They gotta have that check mark. I mean, really. It's so fun. Like, nobody's faking their you, bro. Nobody's faking their Brandon on Twitter. Anyway, he says, I think the pressure is on us, the public. Once the insiders do their duty and fully brief Congress, then we must put the full court press on our elected officials to share the information they have learned from the insiders publicly. If not, we elect politicians that will, good, wow, real smart one, Brandon. Yeah, every 2 to 4 years, let's just, start over with somebody who says they're gonna. They all lie, Brando. Everybody lies. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go for a full disclosure. We're going to try to get aliens, and let the world know that this technology needs to be released. They get elected, never a peep about it again. Hate that shit. It's not right. To jump around a little bit. I love when bullshitters act like they know something. Love it. I love it. I love it. Ryan Bledsoe, Christopher Bledsoe's kid, right? Says, the claim from some of my CIA contacts is that they have not fully disclosed the nature of UFOs because they are concerned about mass suicide from old-fashioned ways of thinking being challenged. Also, the government would lose the image of power in the eyes of the people. Mass suicides? A mass No. No. Aliens show themselves. Nobody's killing themselves. Everybody's going to fight to find out and stay alive what the hell's going to happen. And then they'll kill themselves. Not at first. If if the aliens came, right? And people just, because of their religion beliefs and other stuff, they just decide to off themselves. What if the aliens had a way to live 1,000 years and you just offed yourself because of your beliefs? Yeah. You got to wait, suiciders. I'm talking to the people who want to commit suicide. You got to wait. If the aliens show up, don't cut your wrists. Don't hang yourself. Seriously. All right? All right. Just see what's going to happen. If they attack, and then you can off yourself. But not now. And don't do it anyway. Because there's always a way out. There's always a way. Even if there isn't, there is. Capiche? Oh. Wow. That's like 10 capiches. That capiche meant a lot. All right. I'm telling you, people like Ryan Bledsoe are dangerous. Very dangerous. For him to say that? Where does he get that? From his CIA friends. Oh, my CIA, not friends, my contacts. You're such a big time player, Ryan Bledsoe. You are such a big boy. Your daddy's proud of you. I guarantee the bullshittery apple doesn't fall far from the bullshittery tree. Oy vey. Is it? What are you going to do? Mick West. Good old Dick Mick. On Twitter, trying to debunk. He says warm evening light pillars, as they call them in China. UFOs in Vegas. Huh? You see, this is the Mick West that has come to light. Now he doesn't even make sense. Warm evening light pillars, as they call them in China. UFOs in Vegas. I don't know. Which one's China? Which one's Vegas, Mick? Way to go. Good job again. A lot of people don't like Mick West anymore. Did I say that before? I think I did. Hey, what's up, Hellfire Studios? Rage Against the Machine? Brandon Smith. Smoke and Mirrors. Jeff Gorman. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I got something here. Ooh, wait a minute. Ha! You want to see oh, this is unbelievable. This was recommended to me today. This was recommended to me today on my channel. It was recommended in my YouTube feed. I can't believe it was the number. It was recommended. No, you'll see. And you're going to be like, that doesn't make sense. Unbelievable. My video from 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Look at that. 15 years ago was recommended to me today. Pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Sensing devices
Okay.
that they would use for proximity to other craft.
I played this before.
And in orbiting around another planet like Earth.
And then we have some, I've seen these photos over here.
This is
Oh, we
the
have
carrier ship beginning. They begin to launch out here.
Wait. I want to show you something.
we have more.
All right, see these lights? Doesn't it look like the Wisconsin lights that everybody think is a light show? Remember that the other day when I was showing those lights zipping around? And I'm saying it's got to be either CGI or it's lights or a hologram or something. What do we have here? Alan C. Tolman has pictures of them right here. Light ships. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it's the same thing. I have to see the light ships in action. And that's the old, that's the rub. But I thought that was interesting that these lights look very similar to the ones that were zipping around the other day in Wisconsin.
Airship they begin to launch out here of some of the control scanning discs, and as they get closer, you see a scout ship with the bell shape.
Wow.
This scout ship will command these.
You see the other ships here? They have little portholes in them. Yeah, I just noticed that for the first time. See it? Look at them. It's gotta be fake, man. I have a hard time. You know what I'll do? What time is it? Maybe I'll come back to that later and we'll play it out for the rest of the show when I'm done. I have another video I want to play. This is from Third Phase of Moon, actually. I don't know if I've ever played this. Oh, this is, I can't play it. Never mind. All right, I'm going to continue listening to Linda Moulton, Howdy Doody, Fresh and Fruity talk about, nah, I'm not going to do that either. I'm just not in the mood for that. All right, let's get, okay. Somebody has a picture, Richard Lenny has this picture on Facebook, and he says the two images below were allegedly taken on a farm in Montana, January 26, 2016, through the hunting scope of a rifle. You can see a cow suspended below a UFO, the head of the cow angled backwards. Merry Christmas. Oh, let me get rid of this. I love Richard Lenny. He believes a little freely, in my opinion. Here is the cow. I'm sorry. Hey, you're free. It's not touching him over here. Hey, that one fell off. This one's slipping. We're going to lose a moo. Hey, I wouldn't cry over spilt milk. Dun-dun-dun. Oh. Are you serious? I mean, this is unbelievable. Oh, there's a third picture here. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, there's more? I want to make sure these aren't dirty pictures by accident on Facebook. Oh, it's just the three rotating. Okay. All right. Yeah, there they are. I don't know. I can't stop laughing at it. I don't know why it's funny, but it looks so stupid. It looks real. But it looks real. I love that one. That's my favorite. I like the tail never moves. It's always curled. You know, the tail never straightens out. It's the same the whole time. Watch. There it is. It's got to be fake. Maybe it's not. Don't you think it's interesting, though? It was taken through a rifle scope. But don't you think that's original? The way the beams are pulling up the cow? Don't you think that's original? I would have never thought that. I would have thought they would have just zapped them up in a beam, or I don't know what this is, man. But if you look at this, seriously, it looks like there's little knuckles in here, like little places where it may bend or fold or unravel. These things have little bumps in them. You can barely see them, but they're there like knuckles. Huh. I don't know. It's not real, though. I can tell you that. How? How do I know? I don't. It's beautiful, though. Isn't that a beautiful thing? God, I love life. How can you not love ufology looking at stuff like that? Yeah, it makes me a little warm inside. Yeah, it did. It did. No, it did. Huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jacques Vallee. Turd Ferguson says, have you seen what Vallee's sources have to say about his work? Well, it doesn't really seem to compute. He quotes authors not on their thoughts, but on their anecdotes. As much as I'd love this to be true, it also has flat out false stories in it, like the story of Alexander Hamilton. See, there's another person finding out that Jacques Vallee is POS. Now, he may have been cool back in the day. He may have been the guy. But I believe, I believe this, that he is similar to Jaime Maussan. Jacques Vallee is. Yeah. Similar to Jaime Maussan. You know, Jaime just, if it looks good, it's real. Lou Elizondo posted something 9 hours ago, and it has 189,000 views on Twitter. I don't see how. How? Do you know that's almost unheard of in ufology? 9 hours ago. He says, as promised, we are continuing our efforts behind the scenes. An early Christmas present. The bill is now law. Like a submarine below the depths. No one sees our efforts until they do. And if you think these are exciting times, just wait for 2023. You ain't seen nothing yet. La cha cha cha. Thanks, Lou. Thanks for being you. You fat bastard. All right, what's this? I can feel it calling in the air. Jeremy Corbell's new video may prove Bob Lazar worked at... What is this? Jeremy Corbell shared staggering information where George Knapp told the story of a man who snuck in air. Yeah, I know. This is from How and Why. Wait, what is this? This came out when? 3 months ago. I'm not reading this. Piss off. I'm going to read something from 3 months. See how they try to get you? That's what they try to do. They try to get you. Thinking that was a new article. I'm like, hey, what? Oh, wait. Alejandro Rojas, one of the biggest in the field. Worse than Corbell. He says on Twitter, I've known Ben Hansen for a long time. He's intelligent, honest, and has incredibly high level of integrity. The many times we've worked together have been very positive. I'm delighted he'll be working with us at Enigma. Oh. Good for you. You racist. Alejandro Rojas hates white people. I heard him say it. He does not like white people. I think his wife is white. Not sure. But that would make sense. Jay Raza from Mindful of Light tweeted, Senator Gillibrand or whatever addresses the delay in the UFO report with UFO language in NDAA now law. Witnesses that have spoken to folks informally should feel confident, supported. I'd caution people getting too excited because we don't yet know what Congress will be able to share with the public. Idiot! They already said they're not sharing anything that could be a violation of national security or technological advancements. Do people don't read. They don't comprehend what they're seeing. It's unbelievable. Today, piss off with that. I'm not reading that. Oh, God. Why are they sucking the ass of Christopher Sharp, Christopher Mellon, and Lou Gonzo? Unbelievable. Who cares about your fucking POS whistleblower shit? It doesn't help me. Here's Christopher Mellon tweeting today in the morning. He says, the lack of news coverage compels me to point out that President Biden has just signed into law far-reaching legislation that could solve the UAP mystery. What do they call that? Gaslighting? No, that's not gaslighting. That's propaganda, right? It's propaganda. I said something to that tweet. I replied to him personally. I did. I want him to know how I felt. So I said, you are such a bullcrap artist. Biden is doing nothing for UFOs, alien disclosure, and you know it. He hasn't mentioned or whispered the acronym UFO or UAP. Why do you have to lie so blatantly? There's nothing suggesting Biden is championing a UFO legislation for disclosure. Lies. Somebody tweeted me back. This guy named Robert Prime. He says, hey, Goofon, your hero Trumpo is going to jail. And I'll say, I guess he's going to share a cell with Biden then. And his son. That's what I'll type back. That's a good one. I guess he'll share a cell with your boy, with your boyophile, Phile. He'll share a cell with your boyophile and his son. And I spelled Hunter with a C. Sorry, ladies. I hate that, fam. Something went wrong. Don't fret it. Let's give it another shot. There we go. Oh, I didn't think they liked the CUNTER word. Stephen Greenstreet said to Christopher Mellon, thank you for admitting this process began with Eric Davis. That clears a lot of things up. I'm going to show you this. I just want to show you the bullshit. They think they're doing they think they're doing ufology good. You know they're not. This is what I don't understand about these people. Christopher Mellon, Lou Elizondo, even Jeremy Corbell. I don't understand them because everything they touch turns to shit. It doesn't go the way it's supposed to. Jeremy thinks he's posting, we'll start with him, legitimate videos from the military, whatever, Navy and whatever. And those are crap, right? Elizondo talks out of his ass. Seems like he's doing a lot of work, but I've never seen anything with his signature on it. Nor have I ever seen a picture of him in action doing anything at all. Yeah, I know they don't take pictures inside the, Congress or inside private meetings and things of that nature. But I just don't see it. There's so much bullshit. Like, there's no witnesses seeing Elizondo working. You know, nobody we could confirm that with. And I'm not going to listen to Keen, Mellon, or any of these people talking about how hard they're working behind the scenes. All right. I fucking forgot what Mellon. I forgot what I was going to say, and I was going somewhere, and too many thoughts going through my head. This brings up a lot of anger. I don't hold on to it. I let it go when I'm done talking about it, but when I'm talking about it, it's frustrating. So Mellon says, credible individuals were providing Congress information alleging that the U.S. government has recovered ET technology. This process began in 2018 when I brought astrophysicist Eric Davis into Capitol Hill to meet with staff from the Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. Don't you think that's bullshit? Don't you think that's bullshit? Read it. The process began. Read up here. Credible individuals were providing Congress information alleging that the U.S. government has recovered ET technology. Recovered ET technology. Could that mean that can mean a lot of different things. Crashes, archaeological dig sites, stealing it from somebody who may have had it. Then he says, now he's referring back to what we just said. This process that just started up here began in 2018? Are you kidding me? You're giving credit to Eric Davis about credible individuals are providing Congress information alleging that the U.S. government has recovered ET technology? You're giving Eric Davis, your little boy toy, credit for what? He didn't do shit. Ufology was already rolling, Melonhead. We were already there. Eric Davis, if it wasn't for him. Bullshit. Shut off. And then at the third one, he says, Dr. Davis provided specific information lending credence to sensational reports that an official U.S. government program is actively seeking to exploit recovered technology that was fashioned by some other species. All anecdotal. No proof. I don't give a shit about anything that they have to show us. I'll look at it. I'll look at it. But it's going to be hard for me to believe. They don't have any proof. Eric Davis did shit. He didn't do anything. That was already happening, and ufology was already rolling before he got here. Unbelievable how stupid they think we are. Eric Davis has a tendency to accept and believe stories from pseudo-credible sources because you do too. You do too. Because of where they come from, then, he assumes what they're telling him is a credible story without getting the background data to prove their story. Like, if I told Eric that, there were aliens on the moon, Eric would probably believe me. Eric needs to find a better way to show proof than simply the stories. Woo! Wow! I am going to give Travis Taylor some hair for that one. Good for you, bro. He said something that I actually liked. Eric needs to find a better way to show proof than telling stories. Thank you, Travis. Thank you. I didn't expect that. That was nice. Travis, I don't know, man. You're not winning me back yet, but that's a start. Unbelievable, right? So amazing. They don't care. They'll step on each other's toes. That's what they do on the other side of ufology, Yeah, they do that shit. They look at you right in the eye on the other side of ufology, which is why we don't hang out with that side. They'll look you right in the eye and say, yeah, we're going to be best friends forever, and fuck you over the next day. Sorry for the language, but you know. All right, what's this? Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, this is good. I think this is good. Let's see. Okay, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up for you. I'm glad I came down on this. Came upon this. I don't know what I was going to say. I just forgot to talk about it. So, as of this morning, which was yesterday, Chris Sharp is still chasing UFOs. Oh, we already did that. That are just spotlights. Yeah, I did talk about it. I just remembered as I played it, showed it. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I should have. All right. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, wait. Okay. I don't know where this came from. Let's see what this is. 10 mysterious discoveries found in Antarctica. Oh, this looks like Third Phase of Moon did this for them. It's funny. What is this? Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. This might be interesting. Let's take a look. Let me get this pulled up on the right place. Here we go. This is from Mindboggler. They've got almost 3 million subscribers. I've never heard of this channel. I don't know if this is what they do, but going by the name, sounds like, like an unsolved mystery. Oh, there it is.
A unique skull was discovered on Yamaha Beach at Cape Sheriff in Antarctica's South Shetland Islands. It
I'll
belonged
enlarge
to an
it.
indigenous woman from southern Chile in her early...
I'll keep this. I have to keep the screen small, but I will enlarge it when they show things close up. So you'll see me do that from now on. I've got to try to keep these small. But when I play Third Phase of Moon, Into Thin Air, and all the people we have permission from, I will keep it full screen. In case you're wondering why it's smaller, it's just fair using. When you use a small screen, it doesn't attract the algorithm, and it's fair using it the way you're supposed to on a smaller screen or whatever. Anyway, here we go.
early 20s, thought to have died between 1819 and 1825. It was the oldest known human remains ever found in Antarctica. The location of the discovered skull was unexpected. It was found at a beach camp made by sealers in the early 19th century, near remnants of her femur bone. Yet, female...
I'm not interested in bones. I want to see something better. All right, let's see. I don't care about the oldest sperm. Fossilized forest? Yeah. Blood falling. I know what that is. All right, I'm not interested. That takes care of that. Not interested. It's not that good. Thought it was going to be better. Yeah. All right, you know what? What is this? I think I have one more thing here. See that? That is interesting. Music death? Breaking Benjamin. I don't know why that popped up. Let's see. St. Augustine. So I have some pictures I could show you from St. Augustine. So let's get into that real quick. I can show you some videos and pictures. There's a picture of me and Blake, and then me and Brent. Let me show you those real quick. Just hanging out at the house. Let me pull it up. So we had some fun. It was a good time. But we're going to go back there. What just happened? Okay, photos open. All right, here we go. And I'm going to open 3 here. Hold on a second. There we go. Let me show you just a couple of pictures. Here we go. There's, looks like Blake. Me and Blake. Yep. There's me leaving. I was leaving that day. We get rid of this one. Next. Let me assist his ass. You see, this is why I don't know why I still use it. I really don't know why I'm using this thing. StreamYard. There's the other picture. Me and Brent. Look at our legs. We're both doing the same thing opposite each other. That was before I shaved and gave myself a haircut. All right, let me pull up a video. Hopefully they transferred over to my photo gallery, and they did. Yeah, they did. All right, let's have some fun here. Let's go to, I'm just going to show some things, not everything, because I'm going to put some stuff down for the members only. Members only. So I'm just going to show very little. But let me pull up the ocean. I'll show you that at least. We went to the Atlantic. That was cool. Here it is. Okay. I thought, I'm like, wait, what happened to it? Hey, let's take a look at the Atlantic. Hey! What a nice little town. It does remind me of, yeah, Jaws. It was just like Jaws, I said. See, the fence? There's the Amityville fence.
That's it.
This is cool.
Where Brody found the body of the girl.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or in Jaws 2, where they found the orca shoot up.
Yeah.
There's a couple surfers out there. Some surfers
Unreal.
out there.
Wow.
Look at that. That is nice. Look at that. It looks like, hey, look at that.
This is water's coming at us.
Pretty.
Great. Great. That's all I need. This delay. I got a new vape pen. Yeah, my other one broke. Well, look at the haze down
Yes and
there.
no.
See how it's so cool.
Saltwater.
Yeah. Then it's clear. That guy's tall. That guy's a giant. So now my camera's got this glitch. I don't know what's going on. Isn't that weird? Look at what it's doing. I didn't even know it. Didn't know that was happening. That sucks. See, then it stops. It's doing it a little bit. And there it is, cold ass water, man. The Atlantic. All right, let's get you something else. I mean, it's the ocean. I mean, what else am I going to show you? What else can I show? I don't want to give it all away, so I'll do one thing here. Let's show you this video. Oh, this one. Here we go. This is a good one. Oh, they're all good. I wish I could, Jeff Garvey. Oh, real quick. I know there was 1 or 2 of you out there that wanted to go to the castle. That's what I need to show you the video of, the castle. Now, there's something else. Now, we couldn't get in there. I mean, we could, but it was a 5 to 6 hour wait. So there's something else I want to do with the same person or people that wanted to meet me at the lighthouse in St. Augustine. Something better than that. So at Ripley's, you can actually set up a haunted, a ghost hunt. They do them, official ghost hunts at night with group of people, like 10 to 15 people. You sign up for it. If only 5 people sign up, there's only 5 people. But you go for, I think it's 4-6 hours or something like that. It's $27. And if that person wants to go with me in a month or 2 or 3, maybe when it's a little warmer out, nicer maybe, it doesn't matter to me. I'll go next month. I'd like to do that with you. To that person and or persons. I'd like to do the ghost hunt. That'd be so much fun. Anyway, that's why the lighthouse didn't happen. Because there's something better to happen instead of that. So, food for thought to that person. All right. I wanted to show you I just said it. The lighthouse. Here it is. Show you the lighthouse. It's pretty cool. Then I can't show you anymore. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. All right, we just pulled into the lighthouse thing here, the museum. We're going to see if we can get in there and what it's like, and if we want to go in, and I don't know. Well, you did go by a park. Yeah, kids. Come on. You know what I mean? The B-Boys in action. That should be a new channel for you, the B-Boys. That's nice, actually, isn't it? Not bad. Good job, Rich. All right, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. This is really well manicured. This is 130 years old?
200.
200? GTFO. Look at these people with their cameras holding it portrait mode. Big mistake. That's how you can tell who the real movie makers are. At least. There it is. Purchase tickets, general admission. I think it was $14 to get in. And it's a guided tour, or I think it's a guided tour. But they also have one where you can get on the tram and they drive you around. And they go over the, historic sites in St. Augustine, which is cool. It does. And then you look up and there it is. It's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you can see it from here. A lot of play. Still there. The holly jolly Christmas.
Yes.
There's the I think they I don't know. It's not a bed and breakfast. But they might have a coffee shop. You would think they would, right? Yeah, seriously. It's $100.
Yeah, I saw that about the super 10,000 limit, and I talked to him.
And that's that. I'll show you guys other stuff. The members will get that video probably later on tonight, early tomorrow. And that's it for tonight. Christmas Eve here at Goof On. In 5 minutes, it'll be Christmas Day. So I'm going to let you guys go before that turns because Santa will be upset at me for keeping you up till midnight. Thank you, moderators and super chatters, for the time you gave to Goof On Christmas Eve. Mucho gusto. Generoso. And the newcomers and the veterans as well. A big mucho gusto generoso to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I also want to thank Nathan for keeping it quantum on Goof On. And gush! All over the spotlights and plastic aliens. Nathan with 222 on PayPal. Mucho gusto. Generoso. Thanks, Nathan. Nathan has his show. Go see the Quantum Show or whatever you call it. And we are Truthology for... Come on. Oh, Truthology for ufology. That good. Thanks, everybody. Until mañana. Alien bless ya. Giddy up. Greetings! This is Rich Giordano from Goof On, wishing everyone who's a Goofonian a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Even you, Corbell Crazy Eyes. That's how you do it. Ziegfugel.
There's look at this thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies over? And why did it sound like those treasured sites in Christianity?
Thank you for the super sticker for £3.49 Darts Master to end the show with the beautiful support chip. That is very, very kind. And Hellfire Studios, Merry Christmas, bro! Thank you for the $10 super chat. Man, what a holiday. That's really nice, guys. I appreciate it like nobody's business. And Lantonio just said Merry Christmas. He says, I caught the end of the show, but I wanted to send this here to make sure you see it. Thank you, Lantonio. Merry Christmas to you. And also Merry Christmas to Apollo Asteria as well. What a great day. Santa's going to be here any second. I gotta go. Alien bless.